Mic check. Mic check. All right, we think we're good.
Mic check. 1, 2.
All right,
One,
Fabba,
two.
grab your mic.
Yeah, signs on my face like I'm Post Malone. Yeah, I thought about you when I was home alone. Yeah, I wanna know the future, but I can't know. Hear the words I say, or is it just my tone? Yeah, you know about this cash, you can hear it in my voice.
Welcome back to A-Paul TV. I'm your host, A-Paul. We're here again with another podcast talking about Champions League. I'm here as always with Big B and Lil D. Let's jump right into it. For this week, we have Champions League on Tuesday. The opening match is Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid versus Liverpool. How you guys feeling about these two matches for the quarterfinals already of the Champions League? How do you see Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund? They play in Manchester first. What are your thoughts? I'll start with you, Big B.
After seeing City play against Leicester after that international break, like 10, 12 days, I see City stronger than they were before, and I think it's gonna
Come on.
be an easy walk to the park for City.
Do you think their lack of strikers going to have any effect on the game?
Not at all. I have a feeling we're gonna make like 3 or 4 goals the first match.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
we play with two strikers.
Because to contrast that,
We played with two strikers on Saturday, and we won 2-0.
yeah, I guess. To contrast that, Borussia have like a really strong striker. On the other hand,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but it's the same.
they lost 2-1 home in Bundesliga to Frankfurt,
and Holland didn't score either for
Norway,
Norway.
or
I mean,
that's
Dortmund.
true.
he's good, but he's not enough. He's not enough to take on City by himself. That's all
Oh.
I'm gonna say. But
Especially with City's solid defense, I think.
yeah,
City,
I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna be an easy match for City.
City's basically defense and midfield, and they got a decent keeper, but
Yeah,
they got nobody on top.
if Borussia makes it, I think it's gonna be because they played well as a team. I think that's the only way they can make it. Because then again, City has really good players all around their whole squad. So
They got depth too. Like
yeah, they have midfield,
Even-
they have
even
defense, they have goalie, They're only lacking a little bit of like a 9. I just want a number 9. That's Agüero, but they don't play him as much, and he's already leaving.
And City has the least goals conceded in Champions League and in the top 5 leagues. They have
Yep.
the least goals conceded in all the teams.
Yeah, they have a really strong defense. They have probably the best defense right now. So I think it's gonna be hard for Haaland. It's definitely gonna be a challenge for him. It's gonna be a different match. It's not gonna be a walk in the park like the other matches where he was scoring lots of goals. But then again, Borussia was receiving a lot of goals as well. Sevilla scored 2
goals.
and then 2 more, right?
4 goals.
Yeah, 4 goals in both legs. So I don't know about Borussia. I don't know. I mean,
I think City has the game. Like, they're definitely gonna win. But if Borussia has any chance of winning, it'll be because of Haaland. Like, I think he has to step up as a player if anything happens for them. Other than that, City has it. I think.
Yeah.
yeah.
City's going to be in control of the ball, and he's not going to get the ball, and he's just going to get frustrated, and he's not going to do
I
anything.
think that's what's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, I think City should take this one, but you never know. I mean,
Yeah, definitely.
it's definitely
City's notorious for getting knocked out.
Because
exactly.
When I saw-
Yeah.
when I
Monaco.
s-
We've always talked about Monaco.
Yeah, they're notorious for this.
Who else was Lyon?
Mm-hmm.
Who else knocked them out? But it's always like the underdog. It's always
Tottenham.
Liverpool and Tottenham.
yeah. So
I mean, most of them were robberies, but
Yeah, you can say that, but this is the stages where it happens to them.
it's hard to play
Yeah.
to play against a corrupt competition where
Shima.
they
So-
make sure that you don't make it.
It's about
I
time
mean-
that's gonna happen now.
But
if it
City-
happens, obviously, yeah.
City has to realize that.
It depends on them mostly.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. You have the chances, just fucking score.
Yeah,
You have
It depends.
you
a lot
have
on
what it
them.
takes. It's not like your team's ass.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah.
They just have to be on point,
Mhm.
and they gotta really execute
Just
every
execute.
every opportunity they have, every chance they have in front of goal. They just gotta score it. and they could give the other team 20 penalties, but if City scores 25 goals, there's no way they're gonna eliminate them. It's just as simple as that, and that's what I'm saying. City has the game, they have what it takes to do that. So they really have to. I'm hoping they learned on their previous mistakes of not freaking. And Guardiola's another dumbass that doesn't like to like. I don't know what he thinks sometimes. I don't even think he thinks sometimes. So
his tactical decisions,
it's
they don't make
just wild.
sense
It's
sometimes.
just
They're, like,
out of nowhere. No one expects it. He's like, oh, no one's gonna expect this. Watch, I'm gonna win. And then it turns out like that's what fucks him up. And so that's another problem I have with Guardiola. He's really unpredictable, and you don't know who he's gonna play, how he's gonna play.
And this month he has to be like that though. We have 7 really hard matches. We just had one.
Yeah,
We just had one in.
I know. Yeah,
yesterday
Leicester.
against Leicester. And Haaland. For me, Vardy is a better forward than Haaland, and especially against City. He's always scored on.
I
City.
think Haaland's-
always has scored on City, and yesterday we fucking didn't let him do shit, and that made me more confident. And I know Haaland's not gonna do shit on
I
Tuesday.
think Haaland's biggest attributes are his size and his speed. Like
his speed.
that's what
wild.
that's what sets him apart from a lot of
Yeah,
strikers.
He's huge.
And if he learns to like have vision like Ronaldo, he can possibly be as good as
Yeah.
good as him. But because he has that physicality, he's just a monster. He's a beast.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's a beast.
He's gonna
He's
gonna
really
stand.
good.
Looks like he's gonna stay in Dortmund for this next season, and he's not gonna play Champions League.
We were talking about that. I don't know what he's gonna do if Borussia Dortmund doesn't classify to the next UEFA Champions League. Is he gonna stay?
Probably not. He should go to Juventus, who isn't gonna make it either.
I don't know, but yeah, that's the first match we have on Tuesday, and then moving on to the next match the same day is Real Madrid versus Liverpool. This is for me, I think, is probably the closest fixture out of all of them, because I think both of them are like on a rocky stage. Like they don't know.
They're kind of losing themselves.
Yeah, they're trying to catch themselves at the same time. It's like, all right, we're not doing terrible. We're starting to regain our potential and our ideas, but it's not as solid as it used to be, like just 2 years back or a year back. So this one for me is a really tough one to call, but I don't know. I mean, I think Real Madrid for me, but it's so hard. It's so hard to call this one. It all depends too if Ramos is gonna play, because he was injured, but then they were saying that he only faked the injury so he could play this match for Tuesday. So we don't know. We'll see if he makes it through.
You don't want to go to international duty.
Yeah, he didn't want to play for
'Cause
Spain. He was there,
He
but
could easily get injured in international duty.
yeah, of course you can.
That's why I
but-
fucking hate international
So-
football. It's fucking retarded.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think in Ramos, I think he is an important player and a key player for Real Madrid always, especially now that they lost Ronaldo and they lost like a couple of other of their star players.
That's a captain, though.
Yeah, he knows how to lead the team. He definitely is a leader. So without Ramos, I see it really hard for Real Madrid.
Yeah, they have really bad stats when he doesn't play.
Because even when
He's
Ronaldo
terrible
was
stats.
there, if Ramos didn't play, it was a big deal because that's half the team, I think, like just in morale wise.
Yeah. So I don't know what do you guys think about this match, Real Madrid Liverpool? For me, I'm gonna stick with Real Madrid, but it's really hard. I don't know. It's really close.
I think it'll come down to who wants it more, and I think just because Liverpool's been on that streak like more recently, like hey, we were on top for a bit, they
Yeah.
might want it a little bit more. Because Real Madrid, I think they're kind of rebuilding still. They're kind of like, I don't think they have the players they got aren't really cutting it to the level that they expected them to. Whereas Liverpool players, they were recently the best team around. So I think if they just figure that out, I think Liverpool could take it.
What about you, baby?
I think Liverpool's gonna qualify to the next round. I think.
Okay.
I think.
I think so. Too. Even if it's just
they-
barely.
Just yesterday
They beat
yesterday,
Arsenal.
They beat Arsenal 3-0, and Diogo Jota's back on the team,
Diego Jota's
which is
I think he's gonna be a big deal. Watch.
He's actually scoring a lot of goals.
Yeah.
yeah. In international duty, he made
For
like 2
Portugal.
or 3 goals, I think,
Yeah.
and
then-
he's been really crucial for Liverpool and for Portugal, and he's done. He's back in form. Like his injury didn't really mess up his form, which is important for Liverpool since they've had almost every single player
Yeah.
on injury
Yeah, Liverpool is suffering what City suffered a year back, I think.
a couple years.
Wasn't that last year?
It was last year,
Yeah,
and
last
it was
year
a
too.
couple other years too.
Yeah. So,
Every
well,
year that City didn't win is because of the injuries. That's the only. That's also just been
yeah,
for like past 6 years.
and the thing about last year, everyone was blaming like coronavirus, and that when obviously there was a time
No.
when no one was playing, and then when
No
once football
audience.
came back, everyone was playing like freaking every 2-3 days, and they were trying to blame that. But I mean, then again, everyone is playing. It's not just your team that's playing every
Yeah,
2 or 3 days.
try-
These are
say no-
professional athletes. They're like at the top
Yeah.
of their game.
They're saying no
they don't mind
audience too.
playing.
Liverpool saying that is due to no audience, but there was no audience for a while back when they won the title. They won the title and then they just started going to shit. Like they didn't care no more.
I think it was more of a morality,
They were-
like a mindset change because like they're like, all right, we got the league, we got the Champions League.
They're
Yeah.
What more you
got,
motherfuckers want? Like,
they got too
Yeah.
cocky, too
Yeah, I
arrogant,
think they got too
Yeah.
arrogant.
and
Yes.
then
but that's
right now mathematically they can't stay champion in the Premier League no more. So they have to try
that's
to
to be
focus on the
expected, though.
they have to focus on the Champions League because they can't stay champion.
Of course,
no more.
Yeah.
of course.
That's why I think Liverpool take it because they're like, this is their last.
That's
thing.
all they
This-
have.
This
That's all they have left,
That's all
yeah.
they have to fight for.
Yeah, definitely is hard. And Real Madrid is also getting close to Atletico Madrid too, at their league in their league. So, ooh, I don't know. It's real hard. It's real hard. That one for me is the closest match out of all of
Yeah,
them.
and this is Liverpool's best chance to make it to the next Champions League because they're not gonna make it to the Champions League in top four.
Quite possible.
They're not.
That's
Fourth place is only 2 points away, but it's Chelsea, and Chelsea's in good form too. So I don't see them slipping that much.
Yeah.
They slip because of a
They're in
red
better
card.
form.
They slip because of a red card. That's the only reason they lost.
yeah. Chelsea is looking really good. We're gonna get to Chelsea right now, which is the next match we have on Wednesday, Porto versus Chelsea. They play in Portugal first. Porto, which eliminated Juventus the previous round, where everyone was
Candidates.
rooting and hoping that Ronaldo would take Juventus to a final, which is why they got him.
To win it.
Yeah,
Because to the final, they've been into 2 finals in the past 6 years. I
of
think.
course, yeah,
I
with
don't-
Tevez
I
and
don't-
Pogba and
I don't think they got them to win the Serie A because they've been finding that kind of way
yeah,
for
yeah,
a good minute.
exactly,
For
yeah,
a good minute.
yeah. So
Yeah, they said it. Like he said it, and June said it. That they got him.
Of course, yeah.
In the Champions League.
Yeah.
That was the objective.
all right, going back to the point, Porto Chelsea. This one, I mean, I think if Chelsea keeps playing the way they were playing, besides yesterday, where they lost 5-2,
On Saturday.
Saturday, that was yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That was yesterday.
Yeah. If they keep playing the way they were playing against Atletico, I think Chelsea is gonna make it without any problems. Although, you know why I say this? Because Porto has to play their first match without Oliveira because he
That's
got
their
a
key
yellow
player.
card.
Yeah, the stupid yellow card that was
Yeah.
out of place. It was the
So he's
terrible
been missing the
refereeing.
first fixture, the first leg, and they can't play their forward, which got a red card like an idiot. Well, I don't really see him. I don't know who's their backup forward, but I'm guessing that was their starter. So they're gonna miss 2 players that can't play at least for suspension. I don't know about injuries or any of that. I think they're fine, but I think Oliveira is definitely gonna be a pretty important piece that's going to be missing for them to really create and to get to Chelsea's goal.
To hold the ball.
Yeah, definitely. So that being said, I think that's where Porto, at least in their first match, which is where they play home, and they're definitely expecting to win home because everyone wants to win home.
Home and not concede.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be really, really difficult for them to get to Chelsea's goal and actually score. And if they don't score, it's going to be really hard for them to make it in London. So that's why I'm sticking with Chelsea on this one. I don't know if you guys think the same or
Yeah,
I don't disagree.
I'm pretty sure Chelsea can pull it through. I mean, Porto looked really, really good, but then again, it was against a really shitty team like Juventus and which had no football whatsoever.
They didn't
So-
play anything.
So I'm pretty. Chelsea's gonna take it. It might not be too easy, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Chelsea's gonna make it through. So it would be 3 Premier League teams in the semifinal.
I know that's why he chose Liverpool.
It's cause it's cause all the balls that were of substance during the Porto Juventus match, they all went through Oliveira. That guy,
Yeah.
he
He controlled the
he
whole
orche-
midfield,
He orchestrated everything.
and he took the free kick and scored it.
Yeah, that free kick was wild too.
Yo, I really wish we had a reaction to that. Oh my god!
Oh yeah, we
yo.
did. We celebrated the shit out that one, didn't we?
But I came up with another idea. Yeah, Copa America. I want to do a reaction to the Copa America Ecuador in the Copa America. I'm hoping they're gonna do good, so I want to do some reaction
Hopefully
videos.
they play like 6 games.
Yeah, it's a final.
Yep.
All right, and then for the next match, the same day, we have Bayern Munich versus PSG.
That's the best game.
This is probably the best match out of all of them.
Yeah.
Definitely the best match. Oof, it's the rematch from last year's final, where Bayern Munich won 1-0. PSG is definitely out for revenge. They definitely want to beat Bayern Munich and definitely classify, because they know if they beat Bayern Munich, they're in the semifinal, but they'll play against City. So it's looking really hard.
Or Dortmund.
Or Dortmund, yeah, we can say that. So it's a tough one to call as well. After Real Madrid and Liverpool, I think this one's probably the closest one after them. But I'm gonna stick with Bayern Munich because I think they're a solid team. They play as a team, and they don't depend just on Lewandowski or just on Coman or just on Gnabry. They all play as a team,
Yeah.
and they've been playing as a team since last year, and that's why they won last year's UEFA Champions League. On the other hand, PSG, I think they just depend more on Mbappe and Neymar, and that's exactly what happened in the final, and that's exactly why they didn't do shit, because both of them choked and they didn't do anything. And then both teams, I felt like the final, at least, they were like they were waiting, and they weren't too aggressive, and they were just trying not to get scored on, hoping to go to maybe penalties and then win. I think that's what they were betting. Maybe a counterattack, and that's how Coman scored. I don't know how they're gonna approach this match. Well, now it's 2 legs. It's not a final, so they got 2 matches. So definitely is gonna be different this time around. But I think Bayern Munich, as I said, has more of a team. They play more as a team. And if Neymar doesn't show up, it's gonna be, or Mbappe, it's gonna be hard for them. Definitely gonna be hard, because I think those are the only 2 players. And then Di Maria, when he plays too, sometimes he doesn't start him, and sometimes he starts and sometimes he doesn't show up either. They're not really consistent players, and that's the problem. That's the problem with them. They don't always show up. So I think Bayern Munich's gonna make it on this one. I don't know about you guys.
Is Neymar gonna play?
I think he is, yeah.
I still feel like PSG's main tactic is going to be to play long balls to Mbappe, but it's not going to work against a team as well organized as Bayern. So I think Bayern won't have too much trouble, but if Neymar turns up, that's a different story. But
Exactly.
that's if he turns up.
Yeah, he could do it.
Yeah, he can.
He
He can't do it single-handedly.
Yes, he
I'll
can.
give him that. Yes,
Yeah.
but it really depends on him. The same thing.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think that's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah. Big B.
Yeah. Bayern Munich. Looking at PSG's form, they're slacking line in League One.
Yeah.
They just lost yesterday, 1-0 to the. They both teams had the same amount of points, and they lost to the
Lille.
Now they're second place, and they lost home. They lost in Parque de los Príncipes. So I think PSG is lacking. Neymar got a red card in that match.
He did get a red card.
He's like,
Yeah.
sometimes he gets too emotional when he plays, and like
Yeah.
He's a little
You
bitch.
could get in his head pretty easily.
Yeah, he's a little bitch.
You could get in his head pretty easily.
that's why he's always been in a lot of controversial fights and stuff.
That's why I'm saying, like, if he turns up, also means that if he's on his day, like, he's a very emotional player. Like,
Yeah.
you can get on his skin real quick, and then he's gonna try to like show you up or whatever, but he's not gonna focus on the game. What he needs to do is assist or score,
Yeah.
and he'll be worried about other stuff.
Then on the other hand, Bayern Munich, which is in really good form, like last year, and they just have the same team.
Basically, yeah.
they have the inclusion of Sane now. So
Yeah, which has speed.
so now
Lots of speed.
to me, if Bayern Munich makes it through, which I see most likely, and if City makes it through, it's gonna be basically a final.
Yeah.
For me, that should have been the final.
Yeah.
The other teams are
I think champions gonna come out of those two matches.
Definitely.
all the other teams.
Definitely. It's on this side of the bracket. Definitely.
Yeah, all the other teams depend too much on certain players.
Yeah,
But I
It's
think
'cause,
Bayern Munich and City are the most complete teams in all aspects of the field.
Yeah.
I can agree with
Definitely that. Definitely. City, yeah. They have a really great team. We said that at the beginning of this podcast.
that. Even while lacking a striker, they still have a.
Exactly.
A team.
It's crazy. And just imagine if City had Lewandowski.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
Because Jesus,
Nah,
I never liked him.
Kinda.
And then he doesn't play Agüero. I mean, if Agüero was in the same form he was last year, or if he was playing, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
I think Agüero fit or unfit, you just gotta play him because
Yeah,
he's that type of player.
exactly.
He'll switch up.
He's a
anytime.
legend. You
He'll
can't
swi-
disrespect him.
But
like
he'll
that.
turn up any second he feels like it. Like he'll find a moment and he'll score.
Yeah. Hopefully we can leave with the
Yeah,
quadruple.
hopefully he does play, or at least gets a little bit of minutes and
He
scores.
played yesterday.
Yeah,
They gave him the chance to play. He
Like
didn't
60
score.
minutes, right?
He didn't score. They gave him 60 minutes. He didn't score.
that's different.
Yeah, I know it's
This
different.
is one match.
Yeah.
He used to play every
That's-
single match, not just
That's-
one
this-
match every
this is-
10.
This is
Yeah.
the second match he plays in a row. And he doesn't score.
That's why he's already leaving. He's already
Obviously.
leaving.
I think
for
he-
me,
Mentally, he checked out a while ago. too.
exactly.
He's
Because
still
of-
giving his best though.
But because of his
'Cause
injuries,
I actually watched him play, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know he's doing still good.
yeah, but because of his injuries, he's not with the team anymore. He's not like a unit with them. This fucking team is a fucking unit, and that's what Guardiola wants. Guardiola wants players that are there every single day
Yeah.
and know every single thing about each other.
But when he came back, they still weren't playing him.
Mhm.
It's like, come on, that's Agüero. You
Mhm.
have to play him.
Yeah,
It's like basically like Messi. If he gets injured, obviously he's not gonna play. But as soon as the day he's fit to play, they're gonna fucking start him. That's the same thing with Agüero. Why? Because he's a legend at the team. Why? Because he's won so much and he's done so much for the fucking team. You can't just disrespect him like that. And I don't give a shit
but
who you are.
that's Guardiola's ego though.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Because
That's why I don't
you have
like
to
him.
stick to the system, and if the system works, fine. But like you gotta understand that Agüero's been there
Before you.
a long ass time,
And he's done more than
and
you.
He's done a lot of shit.
It's as simple
But
as
at the
that.
end of the day, like he didn't put him right. But then again, he did get the results.
Yeah,
Because it would have been a whole different story if he didn't get the results.
yeah.
Of course.
He's in all 4 competitions right now.
Mhm.
Premier League is in the bag.
Yeah.
They're in the final of the Carabao Cup. They're in the semifinals against Chelsea in the FA Cup. And right now they have the quarterfinals this Tuesday.
Yeah, of course.
Do you think that can distract from them winning either one of them, being in so much shit?
I don't think so, because Premier League's in the bag. They could literally lose like 3 or 4
Yeah,
matches.
that's what I'm saying.
3 or 4 matches. In
I
the
was just about to
champion.
say that. I think
I
City.
think you should go reserves the next Premier League matches.
Yeah, I think City. They can pull it off. They don't really need to like. Doesn't matter if they slip like 1 or 2 matches in Premier League. They're still fine.
That's where they have to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
where
if they're gonna
have
lose,
Yeah.
they gotta lose.
Yeah.
it.
They gotta lose there, because
to There they could lose.
Champions
tie, whatever
League
the
and
fuck.
FA Cup and Carabao Cup. They're there.
That's
already.
a final, yeah.
They're there already. Yeah,
Carabao's a final.
they're there. So that's gonna wrap it up for Champions League. I don't know if you guys real quickly want to talk about. Well, basically we already summed up City. I mean, they're
This month is really hard.
they
They have Dortmund, then they have Leeds, then they face Dortmund again, then they have Chelsea, then they have Aston Villa, and they have a Carabao Cup final against Tottenham.
definitely gonna be a pretty intense month for City.
I hope they can. If they win
But-
all the matches in April,
That's the thing. The good thing about their squad is that if someone's not there, they have a backup,
Yeah.
and he plays probably just as good, or he'll do anything
like
Or
you need him
yesterday.
to.
at the very least, he fits the system.
exactly,
yeah.
he could switch
Yeah,
pieces too.
yeah,
it's
the
not like
system
like
and
yesterday.
very
Yesterday.
interchangeable.
Yesterday, Mendy plays after, I don't know, like 50 matches without
he
playing.
scored.
He scored. Fernandinho played. He doesn't usually play. He scored an offside goal. But it was a nice goal, but it
Yeah,
was considered
Fernandinho's not
offside.
that bad. I mean, he's getting a little old.
He
but
put
he's still-
Agüero, who hasn't been playing either. He did a good match too. Obviously, he wasn't on the score sheet or didn't do an assist, but he was crucial. The one that didn't play good was Mahrez. He got in Agüero's way
I don't like
a couple of times. He's too selfish, and he's not a player for City. He should just go back to Algeria,
He
or
doesn't fit them.
he
at
should just
all.
go back to Asia and just play over there.
Yeah, I didn't really see the match that much yesterday. I was cooking, but yeah, I don't know, man. Mahrez is just The thing is, you could be selfish, but you can score the goal. But he doesn't fucking score either.
Yeah.
So like, what the fuck? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
I feel
they
like-
set him up by himself, and
I
he
feel
sends
like
it
every
out.
time
Yeah,
the
I
ball,
saw that one.
every time the ball gets to him, it's almost like, all right, he's probably gonna fuck it up. And then every once in a while he gets a goal, and it's they're nice goals, whatever. But I think for him to fit the system, is not there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Moving on real quick to La Liga. Atletico lost today to Sevilla. Tomorrow Messi plays. I don't say Barcelona, I say Messi. Tomorrow Messi plays against the Real Valladolid. If they win, they're 1 point behind Atletico. It's crazy. We were talking about that. I want to get to that next week. Talk about more about what happened and if Barcelona managed to win and if they're a point behind. We have that match pending for tomorrow. We'll talk about more about La Liga next week and definitely the next matches for Champions League that are going to be played the next week. And that's going to we're going to wrap it up for today. I'm your host, A. Paul. I was here with Big B and Lil D as always. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah, signs on my face like I'm Post Malone. Yeah, I thought about you when I was home alone. Yeah, I wanna know the future, but I can't know. Hear the words I say, or is it just my tone? Yeah, you know about this cash, you can hear